Yeah, this latest American foreign policy is just a little bit bewildering, to say the least. I'm surprised Bibi didn't use Trump as a parachute there, as American domestic politics is just getting absolutely crazy, as the Donald Trump administration absolutely is prioritizing a foreign nation over its citizens. There's no denying it, as now, allegedly, Donald Trump just did a 180-degree U-turn on a major policy that upset his base, that of course was pissed off about a loyalty pledge to a country that needed to be done in order to get hurricane relief funds and funds to fight terrorism from Homeland Security. What's going on here? As of course, a lot of people are asking some very serious questions, as the Republican political party is definitely facing a major revolt on its hands. Is that revolt serious? Will it actually amount to anything? As of course now the conversation starts here. What in the world's going on? And whatever happened to that Make America First great idea? We're going to be talking about that and a lot more all here on this independent media broadcast. If you appreciate these type of very tough but needed conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all of the time and attention that of course you spend with us. This is Donald Trump. Just decided to get rid of a major trade deal with Canada and the United States that would have benefited the American people. Why? Canada announced that in a few weeks from now, they are going to recognize the state of Palestine, as Donald Trump just slapped a 35% tariff overnight and another 40% fine. As right now we are depending our trade policy based on obedience to the Israeli state. All of this, as there was a major controversy within Trump's administration, as the Trump administration officially announced that they were going to be denying disaster funding for cities and states who allow their citizens to use their dollar as they please for political purposes of boycotting the Israeli state. Now, I don't like the BDS movement personally, but as an American, you should have the right to vote with your dollar. If you're saying, hey, I want to organize a boycott, that right there is something that I think should be within your rights. Not in the state of Florida and Texas, by the way, and other Republican states that have been taken over and hijacked. As, of course, the governor of Texas, by the way, Texas has been doing this since 2017. Biden has been denying disaster relief. They also were prioritizing. Oh, that's a Republican area, or there's white people over there. Let's make sure it goes. Let's make sure we spread equity here and give disaster relief first to communities of color, even though they don't need it as much as that white community hit there. That's what the Biden administration was doing. Now, what the Trump administration is doing is just as bad, in my opinion. It's just as awful, because you create a kind of two-tier justice system. And again, this has been going on for quite a while. In Texas, where the governor there, Abbott, is literally threatening an entire Texas city's funding because they were trying to pass a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Yes, you heard that correctly. A local city council was like, hey, we should call for a ceasefire in Gaza. Something that Donald Trump has even called for himself. Something that a lot of people are calling for right now. Something that hasn't been achieved here, predominantly because of the escalatory nature of the Israeli state that even the Israelis are pissed off about. The Israelis are on the streets calling for a ceasefire. Abbott, the governor of Texas, is like, how dare you call for a ceasefire? That's anti-Semitic. Wait, really? Really? And you're going to cut funding? You're going to threaten state funds that people paid for in their jurisdiction because they had an opinion on a political ideology that you disagreed with? Sick, disgusting behavior that is being codified here by this Trump administration, as Alex Jones writes that Trump just did a 180 in less than a day over the massive backlash to the plan to pull disaster funds from states that criticize Israel. It's not even criticize Israel. It's like you allow people to vote with their dollar. You allow people to boycott companies that they don't like. oh, those companies are Israeli, done. No more funds. And you're probably going to face a major DOJ, FBI investigation, as of course they're super busy with stuff like that. You know, they're like, oh yeah, we got terrorists to fund. No. That op-ed though that college student wrote, oh, we got to go after that. And I think Alex made a good point here, specifically talking about how, you know, a lot of the people who criticize the people who don't fall in line, the people who don't bootlick, the people who don't brown nose, we were called panicans, right? And again, Donald Trump understands that he can only get away with a certain aspect of pushing forward with his kind of Israel first agenda without massive backlash. And we already see him back-channeling private donors being like, hey, my base is starting to really not like your people because they're getting everything that they want. And they are. And the American people are in the back not getting anything, I would argue. They get little concessions, all right? We get little appetizers thrown to us after the beast finishes and whatever falls off of their chin, right? Whatever falls off of their face falls down onto us. Oh, yeah, Coke's going to make, Coca-Cola's going to make sugar. Yeah. And I'm like, really? Those are the concessions that we get here? And it's a little ridiculous here. But Alex Jones made a good point saying, hey, the people who are pushing back against Donald Trump are more important than ever. And I absolutely agree with him. I disagree with him, though, because it doesn't look like Trump made a U-turn here, though. And I'll tell you why, as it looks like we are entering the realm of social credit score, dystopian technocratic future here. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Before I go into great detail about this type of bifurcation politically that's happening right now, I wanted to tell you about LukeUnfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up for that, what are you doing? It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. The link is down in the description. Click it right now. Come here. Sign up for whatever you could afford. If you can't afford it, I understand it. 20 cents a day. It's not a lot. It means the world to us. Plus, you get a lot of exclusive offers of value. Too many to mention here. Exclusive shirts, meetups in real life, things that are happening. I'm thinking about doing a meetup this Friday in Houston. If you guys want to do that, let me know. I think it would be cool. I think it would be awesome. So that's one of the things that I'm planning right now. If you're in Houston, let me know, especially if you're a member. If you're a member, you get one-on-one access with me on Telegram. If you're in Houston and you want to do a meetup this Friday, let me know, and I'll do it. If people in the members chat, which you get exclusive access to me and my staff and my team, if you want to do that, let me know right now in the private chat. You get the private chat access once you sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com. And again, we do cool things like nature hikes. Like right here, we just did a whole city tour in Gdańsk. I'm surprised I had members in Gdańsk, but we just did a whole city tour. We sat down, we broke bread, we had a nice dinner. It was awesome. It was incredible. I learned so much from the really smart, incredible people that came out to this meetup in Gdańsk, Poland. Most people don't even know where that is. We had members here. That's awesome, and I love that. And I loved getting to know the people. I'm going to hang out with them probably later. They're great people. And the networking, the ability to kind of be friends and bring people together, more important than ever. LukeUnfiltered.com. We need that, especially with the social credit score system built by Palantir and all these other technocratic large forces out there that are building these data hubs, AI, futurist type of dystopian Orwellian technologies that will now be in our heads, preventing us from having any inappropriate thoughts about the state of Israel predominantly. Listen, that's where we're going, and it's not an exaggeration here. As the federal government here, now, and again, this is where Alex Jones was right. The cyberbullying, the pushing back, no matter how many times Cat Turd and Laura Loomer call you a panican, right? It works. I think it worked against Iran. I think it does something. It's not bulletproof. It's not 100%, but it does something, right? Because they understand we can only get away with so much here. Like there's only so much of a blank check we could write here. As Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security just decided to stealth edit the specific provision where they would withhold disaster funds for states and cities who boycott Israel. Now, being libertarian on Twitter said, cyberbullying the government is the Lord's work. And a lot of other people are responding in a very kind of weird way, because now the federal government is gaslighting us to making us believe that this never happened. As literally, whoever runs this Department of Homeland Security account failed in being honest and transparent and accountable to the American public. As they write, there's no FEMA requirement tied to Israel in any current NOFA. No states have lost funding and no new conditions have been imposed. Really? The hell is this? It specifically mentions Israel and Israeli companies and companies doing business with Israel. Okay? All right? Under the laws of Israel to do... And what the hell is this? You're gaslighting us. You're disrespecting us. You're treating us like we're children again. We're going to give you Epstein files. There's no Epstein files. Go home. You're a weakling. You're not a Trump supporter. How dare you? And again, case closed. Shut up. Go home. Really? No. Pushing back against this Trump administration. Again, this administration listens to the people. Now, do they always act on it? No, but have they acted here? Yeah. Now, this gaslighting effort shows you just how either one, absolutely and incompetent and low IQ and stupid they are, or it shows you how just absolutely evil they are to think that they have the hubris to be able to get away with all this stuff. Now, either of those situations is not good. I don't like either of those explanations here, but how else do you explain this? As they specifically responded to Axios. Axios states that boycott Israel companies will lose disaster relief funding and terrorist funding. Like terrorist fighting funding. And again, Homeland Security goes on here. All right, first of all, who put this in there? I want to know. Who put this in there? Was it Donald Trump himself? Who was it? Was it Bibi? Did Bibi come over late at night and was like, hey guys, I'm going to add this. You guys shut up. I'm going to do this. Trump, nope. You don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. Donald Trump is getting sunned. Donald Trump is getting disrespected on the world stage by Bibi Netanyahu. Let's be honest with ourselves. And he did it multiple times. He did it after the 2020 elections. He did it during the strike of Iran. And he keeps doing it. And I don't know why Donald Trump keeps taking this abuse. It just doesn't make any sense. The quartering, but it's literally on your website. Yeah, the quartering made this nice graphic that I took. I retweeted him, as people are saying, caught in 4K. and again, here's Homeland Security. FEMA grants remain governed by existing law and policy and not political litmus tests. Yeah, right. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. We needed to do a loyalty test. And you still do in Texas. In order to get federal funds that are our money. It's our money. It's not your money. It's our money that you're holding over our heads and saying, yeah, you know what? You guys are just not going to get it. Why? Oh, you better get on your knees, boy. When we tell you to get on your knees and you slop. That family-friendly show here. We're not going to go there. I want to be a little bit more visceral. I want to give you the exact details of how you're just being bent over backwards by Bubba. I'm not, whatever. This whole country is just getting Epsteined. As of course, the Homeland Security continues. DHS will enforce all anti-discrimination laws and policies. Really? What about all the people and states and jurisdictions and colleges and major institutions of learning, as well as other institutions in our society that openly discriminate against white people, right? Which vast majority of which is unchecked, promoted, and applauded in some instances. Like, yay! White people get discriminated against. We're not doing anything about that, are we? Nope. And they go on, including as it relates to the BDS movement, which is expressly grounded in anti-Semitism. Again, people have a right to vote with their dollar. Doesn't make them anti-Semitic if they do. Just because you call for a ceasefire doesn't make you anti-Semitic. Again, I just don't get that. This loose extrapolation, this generalization is kind of sickening. Because it's like, okay, guys, we don't hate you guys. Like, stop. Like, stop trying to make yourself the victim. Stop. It's not working. Just stop acting all weird and crazy and taking stuff from us and implementing policies that are anti-American and that create a two-tier justice system. You're just no, we're not. We just want you to stop violating the rule of law that we have respected here for so long. Quote, those who engage, and again, whether the BDS movement is grounded in anti-Semitism or not, I don't, grounded, and again, that's a very loosely extrapolated statement. I don't know. But it just seems like a very easy cop-out to say right now. Quote, those who engage in racial discrimination should not receive a single dollar in federal government. Okay, that's true, but calling for a ceasefire, calling for American domestic policy to be centered towards America is something that is not racially discriminating against anybody else, okay? After, of course, this is what's going on here, as expressed by Sagar Inichi, saying that they had original guidance from the DHS, which explicitly stated that federal disaster fund was barred from the states that allowed to boycott Israel. The White House changed this explicit language after a widespread outcry, but the DHS tweet makes it clear the admin reserves the right to deny these funds on BDS grounds based on Anti-Boycott Act. So again, what they did here is tried to appease you. First they lied to you, then they gaslighted you. Now they're appeasing you. As of course, they still might do it. They're just not saying it out loud right now like they did before. Now again, still a little bit of a victory here, a major victory, I don't know. Now, Trump is allegedly the person who lifted this type of restriction after facing massive backlash, as even Steve Bannon came out and said Israel first on his social media platform here. So again, am I satisfied here? No. Does the federal government need to be more cyberbullied? Yeah. Homeland Security also now is trying to save face here. And again, goodness gracious, like, it's such an embarrassment. These guys are such an embarrassment. They're right. There's no room in this country for hyphenated Americanism. Americanism is a matter of the spirit of the soul. Our allegiance must be purely to the United States. We must unsparingly condemn any man who holds any other allegiance. Really? You're going to say that? You're going to say that? Homeland Security, you're going to say that. You're going to quote Theodore Roosevelt. You're going to say that after what you just did. You have no shame. Disgusting. And a lot of people, I respond, what about the country that takes priority over us all the time? A lot of people are saying, that's rich. That's really rich. A lot of people are saying, that's a very odd thing to say here. As, again, this is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And again, all the responses are like this. Why are they like this? Because of the extraordinary type of situation that all of us are going through right now. Yeah, this is the same fake PR that tried to pull off this insane nonsense. Crazy. Crazy! Absolutely insane. And again, America needs you. And again, people are like, yeah, I need you to protect the Epstein files. And again, people are like, and the responses here are just, you know, listen, this administration, someone responded, do I have to touch the crying wall in Israel in order to apply? No thanks. I don't want to work for the Israeli government, people are responding here. And Donald Trump, again, at this point, I think they're just making fun of us. I think they're just like, there's no other explanation other than we are just messing with you. As they're just, the White House, we're the most transparent administration ever. I'm like, not really. Where are the Epstein files? George Alexanopoulos. Transparently breaking promises, perhaps. Tiffany Fung. Can't even see him. 5 times August. Except that whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. Burt McClacken. Especially when they give us information in binder form. Burke McClacken, I gotta retweet that. That's a low bar, unfortunately. Yeah. No, actually, no. No. People are saying most S predator friendly. And again, Laura Loomer also. oh no, this is all fake news. No, Donald Trump is America first. No, he's not. No, he's not. Absolutely, 110% he's not. All right? He is not. All right? You got to let go of that moniker. Steve Bannon even came out. Steve Bannon, of all people. One of the biggest supporters. One of the biggest cheerleaders. The guy went to jail for Donald Trump. And whatever you might say about this guy, he came out and he just posted Israel first. He posted his son Getter. And listen, this is significant. As a lot of people are arguing how the Republican Party is facing a generational revolt over the United States. Overwhelmingly insane allegiance to the state of Israel. Now again, it's only going to get worse as people around the world are watching children in Gaza starve. The Israeli Prime Minister emboldened, freer than ever to do whatever he wanted to. No longer is he restrained by Joe Biden, Barack Obama, or George W. Bush. Those people didn't allow him to do whatever he wanted to do. Now, under the leadership of Donald Trump, he's able to do anything and everything he wants. And guess what? He's taking all of it. As there are now multiple reports, Bibi now is planning to occupy and take all of Gaza away. And then he's going to ship away all the Gazans and make them migrants in Western nations. So yeah, there's that. Talk about mega. And again, if you appreciate us being able to talk about these very sensitive issues, subscribe. Click the notification button. We appreciate your support on lukeunfiltered.com. Need them now more than ever. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechained.